Last Tuesday, President Trump put an end to a program that defended young, undocumented immigrants from deportation. As soon as spring, those who are registered into the DACA system will be eligible for deportation. This week, we talked to the staff on campus who are affected by this change.
So when I found out about the whole DACA situation, I was actually at one of my schools, so at first it came as a shock. You know, I did hear about all of the political affiliations and things that were going on with that in regards to DACA. However, you know, I was still a little hopeful that nothing would happen. So whenever it did happen, I actually received so many calls and texts from my friends and peers and co-workers, and you know, showing their support for me, which I thought was really great. Actually received emails from some of the teachers of my campuses asking what they tell their students, because a lot of people aren't very well versed on DACA. A lot of people don't even know what it is or what it means. It doesn't really affect my day-to-day life. I'm very transparent. So yes, I have DACA and I'm vocal about that. I'm not, hi, my name is Melissa and I have DACA, you know, but if it comes to a situation where I meet a student who's nervous about the college process because they don't have a social security number, I make them aware that I was in the situation they were in. I went to college, I got a full ride to college, and I got a bachelor's degree having DACA, so I make sure to share that when needed. So for the students that do have DACA, what I have to offer is I'm always here, you know. Should they need anything or should they have any questions, I'm more than happy to be open to them, to let them know, and to give them access.
If you're a student who has undocumented or DACA status and you have been in this country for 3 years and we have your transcripts, you get to apply as any other student. What's also happened, unfortunately, is when students come into mass settings for filling out the Apply Texas, those who present often go through the process, and when they get to the citizenship part, they just do a check yes and then they move on, and that's when things get thrown into the incorrect pool. And of course, a student who has a different citizenship status is not going to raise their hand and say, hey, wait a minute, you know, I'm going to check no there. You know, so they just kind of go along. If anybody is in that situation, we can show you how to fill out your application correctly so that you can get in-state residential tuition. We have people on this campus who understand how to do it. I have done it many, many times with students, and I can help you get through it. Another thing to know if a student has undocumented status or has DACA status is that they do not qualify for the FAFSA, but Texas has financial aid called the TAFSA, and we have applications for that here. We have applications for that in the counseling office, and we can help the students get through that too.
In this segment of HBCN, we ask our fellow students trivia questions about Oliver Wendell Holmes.
Well, what I think is Oliver Wendell Holmes is like he was a judge, and our school's named after him.
Oliver Wendell Holmes, I think he was like an old school lawyer back in the day, but I only know that because of some like video that I watched like literally last year. But I'm just guessing. I could be wrong.
I believe is he like some kind of lawyer sort of stuff thingy? I don't know.
Oliver Wendell Holmes lived 93 years. Okay. He lived 93 years.
Oh, that's impressive. So an extra like 20 on top of what I said. That's cool.
He was the Associate Justice for the Supreme Court. That's what he did for his life.
Although Holmes High School is going through a dramatic change, we asked students and faculty how they felt about the A building's reconstruction.
I feel very upset, and I don't like it. They could have done it next year when I graduated.
Get in trouble for being late when it's not our fault. It's the construction.
I feel like it's making things a lot harder for the campus and how to get around, and everything's more like school.
It's kind of bad for us because we have to go travel different places.
I think that they should make longer passing periods.
How do you feel about the rebuilding of the A building?
It sucks.
This week, our cross-country members will have their second district race. Make sure when you see a cross-country member, tell them good luck. This week, our Mighty Huskies will take on the Hardendale Indians. Make sure you purchase your tickets to come support. This Tuesday at 5:30, our Lady Huskies will take on the Brennan Bears. Make sure you show up at Paul Taylor Fieldhouse to catch the game. This Wednesday at 6 o'clock, make sure you bring your parents to come meet your teachers.
This week, come to the main gym to see our weekly pep rally.
Here we go.
What I say?
Do it with me. Do it.
I'm not doing that.
I can't even do that.
I can't do that.
I can't do it either.